launch your VMware and you'll be able to see the VMware Server Console. If you do not see the VMware Server Console, you probably have not started VMware Server properly. Close VMware and try to restart after some times. Click OK. To create a new virtual machine, go to File, New Virtual Machine, or you can simply click on the icon New Virtual Machine. Click on Next, select Typical. On the radio button, choose Linux and drop down to the latest Red Hat Enterprise Linux version. Click on Next. Specify D drive as your location where you want to have your virtual machine installed. And name your virtual machine. Click on Next. Select the type of network you want to install on your virtual machine. If you use bridge networking, that means your virtual machine will be connected directly to the network card. If you use NAT, it means your virtual machine will have to go through your host machine before it can go out to the network card. If you use host-only networking, that means your virtual machine can only talk to your host machine. If you do not use a network card or network connection, that means your virtual machine will not be installed with any network access. In this case, we'll select Use Bridge Networking. We'll give it 4 gigs of virtual disk, uncheck the allocate all these space now, and split the disk into 2 GB files, so you can copy your virtual machine's files later onto an external hard disk. Click on Finish. Now you can see your virtual machine being created. Double click on the memories. We will give it a 512 memories size to the virtual machine we just created. Double click on the CD-ROM and specify the ISO image of the CD-ROM. Go to My Computer. Select the RGL5 ISO image file. Click OK. And start up your virtual machine. Click your mouse onto the red banner and you'll be entered into the virtual machine, and press enter for it to boot up from the CD-ROM. Skip the CD-ROM checking by pressing on the tab key or the arrow key. Click on the Next. Select English. US keyboard. Skip the entering of installation number. Skip the warning messages and erase all data on the VM disk. This will not erase your host machine hard drive. Select custom layout, click on next, and you will have the 4 GB of virtual hard disk that we created previously. Click on new, select the boot mount point, around 28 megabytes. As you can see, the first partition /boot is being created. Now you will use the rest of the partitions for LVM. Click on new, select the file system type as LVM, and fill up the rest of the hard disk with LVM partitioning. And you have the second partition as LVM partition. Now we will further partition the LVM into logical volume. Click on LVM and we will add a logical volume. The first logical volume will be the / the topmost directory, and we'll give a size of 2048 megabyte. Add the second mount point /home, /var, and lastly you add the swap partition or the swap logical volume and to the maximum size. Check your partition is what you want them to be, and click on next. Select the grub bootloader to be installed on the hard disk. Click on next. You use DHCP for the network card. Click on next. Enter the root password, which is the administrator password for the VM. Click on next. Select the software you like to install. Click on next. You'd like to install the GNOME desktop environment. Deselect the software that you do not want to install. Click on Next. Click on Next to start the installation process. Reboot your machine when you have completed. Click on Forward after you come to this welcome screen. Agree to the licensing agreement. We will disable the firewall for this installation. Click yes to the warning. We will disable SE Linux setting for this installation as well. Click yes to the warning. Don't have to enable KDown. Click on Forward. Check your date, make sure it's today's date, and time is today's current time. Say no to the setup of the software update. No thanks for the warning messages, and click Forward. Set up a non-privileged account. Call user. No change to sound card, and you'll finish the installation process. Reboot the machine once it's done. Once the machine is started up, you'll see a login screen. Log in as user, key in your user password, which you have set previously in the VM machines installation. Right click on your desktop, open up a terminal, check who are you logging as, you can type in the command who am I or ID. Notice that the user has a UID of 500. To check which directory you are in now, you can type PWD, to stand for present working directory. We are logged in as user and we are in /home/user folder. You can check the content of the home user by typing the command ls, which will list the content of the directory. Currently there's only one desktop folder in the home user directory. You can switch user to root, clear screen by typing clear, switch user su-root. This will bring us from user and escalate us to root. Notice the prompt has changed from a $ to a hex sign. A hex sign, that means you are in a privilege mode. Who am I? And you notice that you'll be in root. You type ID, the root UID has UID 0. Present working directory, you are now in /root folder. ls, these are the root files. To get out of root and go back to user, you can type exit. Notice now the prompt sign has changed back to $, and you are back to user. To shut down the system, you can go to system, shut down, or you can log back to root and type the command init 0. Now before we shut down, I would like to turn off 2 services. SAMU is the services that will start up at level 2, 3, 4 and 5. This will slow down the booting process. I'm going to turn it off. Let's check again. Now notice that SAMU now is turned off at level 2, 3, 4 and 5 also. We'll do the same thing for this unused service CUPS, which is the common Unix printing services. Notice that CUPS is also turned on for level 2, 3, 4 and 5. We'll turn CUPS off as well. Let's check again. Notice now the CUPS services is now turned off for all level. These services is turned off because they are unused, and we will slow down the booting process. Now let's shut down the machine by issuing init 0. The machine now is shut down. You can create a snapshot of the machine. And you notice that in the event that your machine crashes, you can actually revert back to the good snapshot we have taken just now. This will be the the end of the demo of the installation process.